folks, and welcome to the Bend Radio Show, where we talk about the outdoors, all about the outdoors, and you never know what's coming around the bend. How do you like that one for starters, Tigger?
How you getting along? Vegas must have treated you well. I mean, how you getting along?
You know how well I've been getting along, and it's not been that great.
Haven't been real happy that you came back to the
frozen tundra?
To the whole hacienda.
Oh my gosh. You know, Vegas, all right, this time of year, those of you that have been able to and lucky enough to go out to the NFR, like Tigger and I were out there for the first weekend of the NFR and the prior week before it for the PRCA convention. It's not exactly the warmest time of year to be visiting Vegas when it's, in the 50s roughly. It's somewhere in there, 50s.
It wasn't in the 50s. It was in the 60s. Are you talking in Vegas?
Yeah, but in the evenings it would drop down 50s, 40s.
Oh, heaven forbid.
But, when you fly back to where we're from, and the whole last week have had sub-zero wind chills. We're talking, it got down to like 25 below.
Did you see the message that Kelly sent us? That
Yes.
He commented on Facebook. He was not happy to come back to this type of weather.
I know, and he's talking about Kelly Abrahamson. He's one of the stock contractors we work with.
He wasn't happy.
Exactly. So, yes, I think many of us are ready to jump ship, as you may say or call it, or those that are getting ready and thinking about ice fishing. It won't be long, and that ice is going to be thick enough. I'm going to tell you that.
But before here's what we're going to put into everybody's mind. I know you're not going to remember this, but we're thinking for next year at this time at the NFR. We're working on being set up there all 2 weeks plus.
Right. That is the plan for next year.
We're working on that. Can you
Yes.
imagine how exhausted we're going to be coming back from this thing?
Then can I please have one of those, vacations from a vacation that I keep being
We were barely
promised?
out there 4 days, and I needed a vacation from a vacation. I came back a couple of days early. You stayed for a couple more days,
did,
and I needed to digress. I needed to just go.
Oh, can I share what I did to digress the one day?
Well, that depends. That depends. Can you?
Let's
use
just
your
put
better
it this
judgment.
way. Okay, I am known as Crazy Aunt Beck to my nephews. Would you not agree, Tigger? Yes, I am the crazy aunt. Well,
Not just to your nephews. You're just crazy aunt.
all right. So anyway, as Tigger said, yes, I stayed a couple extra days, and I had some family members out there, those of them being my nephews and ages 8, 12, and 15. And on the last day of me being there, I said, you know what? I told my brother and sister-in-law, you guys go have an evening off. I want the boys. I got 3 little dates. That's what I've got. Well,
those are kind of tough ages when you say, what was it, 15,
12
and 8. That's kind of tough ages.
What are you going to go and do? What activity could you imagine going and doing with your aunt that's in Vegas, mind you, but yet be memorable and have you
Rated
talking?
G. Rated
Exactly.
G. Right.
And have you talking for the next, however long. Well, I came up with the perfect solution.
This was kind of genius that you did this.
First, I took the boys to a good old-fashioned crab boil. Who doesn't like that?
Right.
Hammer and breaking crab legs and getting,
making this. Right,
exactly. Well, after that, then I took them to the spa. But it wasn't just any spa. It was a fish spa.
Where fish get massaged.
Yeah, right? Yes, so as you can imagine, these 3 little cowboys took their cowboy boots off, rolled up the jeans, and their feet went into the tub like you would for a pedicure, except that tub was full of little tiny minnows that went at their little feet nibbling. And
So explain to me what the point of that these minnows, they will nibble at your dry feet, or is it the fact that they come up and they just kind of nip at you and that stimulates blood flow, or all of the above?
The thought process is that, yes, instead of, maybe using one of those callus rubbers or callus, files on your heels or something like that.
Remove the dry skin
right.
and all that.
The fish will come up and feed and take care of that. I know it sounds really gross,
When
okay?
you sent me
but
pictures, I originally thought it was leeches. I'm like, why is she putting her feet in a thing full of leeches?
Exactly. Let me tell you, the giggles from those boys, all 3 of them, was hilarious. Just that in itself, it was worth the money right there.
That was pretty cool. So my question, and then we'll get on to the today's show. I should have asked you this actually a while before we go on air. Did that just come to you after you were done and you had the boys and you were done eating? Did you just happen to see and went, that's a great idea? Or is it something that you had thought of a little earlier in the day that's you wanted to take them to the fish spa?
Well, actually, the night before, I had been out walking around the miracle shops there at Planet Hollywood, for those of you that are familiar with Vegas. Anyway, one of my nephews had pointed it out, and he had said, do you really think they have fish in there that eat on your feet? And we were joking about, like, what would happen if his dad put his feet in the water and these
Kill
fish.
the fish.
Exactly. And anyway, so that's what kind of spurred the thought in my mind. And so when I actually had the three boys and I had kind of glanced around what shows there were in Vegas and such like that, it dawned on me, these are three boys that love hunting, fishing, and anything to do outdoors. What better than to go home with a story saying they got their toes nibbled on? Today's Spotlight takes us to Bismarck, North Dakota, where one special girl was granted a Make-A-Wish a few years ago during the COVID pandemic. Emerson Decker's original request was to go to Disneyland, but as a result of the pandemic, it was canceled. Well, fast forward, and now this 9-year-old's new wish has been granted. Emerson changed her wish from Disneyland to asking for a camper.
I think that's a cool thing.
Right?
A trip versus like, hey, I would like my family to have a camper.
And that is
Pretty
what
darn
she said.
cool.
She wanted a camper so she could take trips with her family.
That's cool. So the memories can keep going.
Exactly. So Make-A-Wish worked with Fort Lincoln State Park and the North Dakota Parks and Recreation to fulfill Emerson's wish. Her special day started on a scavenger hunt, which I thought was really cool. She received everything she would need to go camping, including s'mores and supplies for that, pillows, sheets for the bunk beds in the camper, eventually leading her to her new camper.
So she got the camper and they got all the accessories to go with. So ready to go. You didn't even have to bring anything out of the closet and throw it in.
Exactly. After the scavenger hunt, then they also gave Emerson a 2023 state park pass to use in North Dakota, as well as merchandise, and they even appointed her as an honorary park ranger.
Okay, that's super cool.
We're super excited for Emerson. That's all I can say. You can tell in my voice. For Emerson and the Decker family, by the way. So be well, Emerson. We can't wait to follow you on your adventures. And by the way, for those wondering, Make-A-Wish worked with Fort Lincoln National Park and the North Dakota Parks and Recreation to make this special wish happen. Our first headline takes us to the island of St. Helena, is in the island in the South Atlantic Islands. The world's oldest land animal is getting a series of commemorative stamps to mark its 190th birthday. Any ideas on what could be the world's oldest animal?
Some sort of turtle or tortoise.
You are right. It is a giant tortoise named Jonathan. According to the Guinness World Records, Jonathan the tortoise is the oldest Keylonian to ever live. The tortoise is already the face of the St. Helena's 5-cent coin, and now soon we'll have a commemorative set of stamps as well. As for all of you stamp collectors, I just wanted to let you know. Now we head back to the United States, Missouri. Last week, a Missouri woman was bitten by a bobcat kitten. Yes, you heard me correctly. A bobcat kitten was mistaken for a cat. Missouri police said the woman saw an animal which resembled a cat and picked it up. The cat was actually...
Give me kitty.
Right?
Chase the bobcat down, wanted to love it.
The cat was actually a bobcat kitten, and it was not very happy to be picked up. It then bit the woman's thumb. The woman was not seriously injured. However, police did take to Twitter, reminding us all that if you want to pick up a cute little kitten to pet it, make sure it's not a bobcat first. They do bite and scratch. Now we head south to Arizona. Had a listener send me this story. A homeowner in Cave Creek, Arizona recently had a 4-foot-long Western Diamondback cruising their backyard.
How did I know it was going to be a snake story?
Just when I think people love me, then they send me a story like this.
But when they send you stories like that, they got to include pictures. Especially if they're snakes, you will love them forever. Continue. 4 foot.
I'm scrolling down. There are pictures. Don't worry.
A 10 foot. No.
Looks like Rattlesnake Solutions out of Cave Creek, Arizona, was called in to relocate the western diamondback. The owner of Rattlesnake Solutions, Brian Hughes, says that the snake was around 4.5 feet and considered larger than the average Arizona rattlesnake. He went on to say that Arizona rattlesnakes over 5 feet are rare and over 6 feet is unheard of. You know what? You guys can keep your snakes down in Arizona. I'm going to leave it at that. That's a wrap of the news for now. When we come back, we're going to be letting you know who won our big adventure giveaway.
Yeah.
Never know what's coming around the bend. Stay where you are.
Pro rodeo fans, watch the Cowboy Channel anytime, anywhere with PRCA on the Cowboy Channel Plus. Live stream the Cowboy Channel or watch your favorite PRCA rodeos on demand. Classic PRCA rodeos added weekly. Get the PRCA on the Cowboy Channel Plus for only $9.99 a month or save 25% by signing up for a full year. Visit CowboyChannelPlus.com to sign up and start streaming today.
Still Christmas shopping? We've got one for you. Detelli Outdoors, apparel designed by hundreds of women for women to get outdoors and hunt. Makes the perfect gift. Use promo code HOLIDAY 2022 and receive 20% off at checkout. Beck has their gear. She loves their gear. It is second to none. DetelliOutdoors.com, DITALE, DetelliOutdoors.com.
National Day Calendar, where the world celebrates every day. We are the official National Day Calendar that covers all of our favorite things in life. Subscribe today to National Day Calendar and never miss a reason to celebrate every day.
Little Rack Taxidermy. Be it a youth's first hunt or a trophy of a lifetime, let it be something you always remember.
Reach out to Little Rack Taxidermy on Facebook and have Heather bring back that natural look. That's Little Rack Taxidermy.
Welcome to the Bend Outdoor Radio Show. I am your host, Rebecca Wanner, a.k.a. Beck, and Tigger is sitting along shotgun with me as always. Well, here it is, finally, the big news. You've been hearing us talk about this for the last few weeks, how here at the Bend, we teamed up with Over the Edge Outdoors to have one of our veteran listeners win a choice of either a bow fishing excursion or hog hunt in Central Texas.
Which one would you pick?
Oh, it'd be
to go
so
bow fishing
hard.
Or to go on a hog hunt?
I think I would end up choosing the hog hunt.
Would you?
I think so. But I don't know. I've never done either. So it would be a really tough call.
I don't know. I'm kind of I want both.
Yeah, right? I think like we all do. Well, the winner, it gets to take a friend along as well. So this is quite the giveaway. And we had entries from all corners of the country, folks. So first off, thank you all for your service, your continued service, and for being loyal listeners. We really appreciate all of our veterans and military, active men and service women.
So people could nominate somebody that either was serving, is serving, or has served in our U.S. Armed Forces.
Yes.
And just nominate them and say, okay, here's so-and-so. And
yes.
we're nominating them, and it was not creatively of how they nominated. It was just giving us their information, and then you put them in a hat. Is that what you did? And you just randomly picked? It was not based on a quality of submission.
No, it was definitely a random submission.
Gotcha.
Yes, and we did. We had entries from Georgia, from Ohio, all over the country, honestly, if I went down the whole list. Well, I am excited to say that our deserving winner is Navy veteran Craig Mergelman from Colorado.
Right on.
Yes, he was nominated by his wife, Lindsay. So congratulations, Craig. We look forward to following you along on your trip. You'll be receiving an email shortly from the Bend and Over the Edge Outdoors founder, Chris Ellenberg. He'll be reaching out too so that you guys can all begin planning your adventure to Central Texas. Again, what Craig Mergelman has won is an opportunity for himself and a friend to go on a guided bow fishing, or hog hunt. The guiding and property to do so will be provided by Over the Edge Outdoors, as well as your equipment for either adventure. As we near the end of the year and you're looking ahead for your options of special organizations, by the way, to possibly donate a few dollars or land use, please do consider Over the Edge Outdoors. It is veteran ran, and they appreciate any and all help that they can have. To find out more information about their new mission to bring veterans and service men and women together and their families in the outdoors, be sure to head to their website, overtheedgeoutdoors.org. Now let's do a little housekeeping. Last week we were discussing about donating your excess wild game meat to organizations such as Hunters for Hungry or Sportsmen Against Hunger. Well, we received this question from a listener.
You were just talking about processing deer meat and giving it to the needy and whatever else not. I was wondering about this goose thing with the bird flu thing, and, a lot of them end up getting processed and going to the food bank, too. Should we be eating it? Should we be sharing it? Is there a problem there? What's your pitch on that deal? Millions of chickens have been killed. A lot of turkey barns have been shut down. What do you think? Thank you.
First off, I want to say thank you so much for that question and bringing up the topic. That was a great one. I believe this listener is from South Dakota. He didn't leave his name or anything like that. But regardless, thank you for reaching out. I'm glad you brought it up. Now, when it comes to migratory birds, I did reach out to North Dakota Sportsmen Against Hunger, and they came back saying that they have opted to not receive or to take in any waterfowl or migratory birds at this time. That is what their stance is. I then did look at South Dakota's Sportsmen Against Hunger, and their website says that they are. However, it states on their website it is determined upon birds that are taken within a certain time frame. So you're going to definitely, regardless where you are in the country, double check with your state's organizations when it comes to Hunting for Hunger, Sportsmen Against Hunger, or your state wildlife, fish and wildlife departments, because it looks like it's a little bit, there's no black and white. We'll put it that way.
And can I jump in and add too on that? Because you are talking about the avian flu.
Yes.
In a lot of states, that actually falls under the jurisdiction of the Departments of Agriculture.
Correct.
So if a person can actually use that meat for another purpose, boy, I don't know, because as that caller said, a number of those facilities had to be terminated, and of course the birds with it. So, that is kind of a big gray area question right now, if some of those birds can be donated to various different organizations like that. So are we defaulting to contact your Department of Agriculture.
Yes.
Contact your DNRs, your game and fish departments to find out for sure. So in short, we kind of don't know, but at the end of the day, maybe err on the side of caution.
Exactly.
Appreciate the generosity. But.
Correct. So before you start planning on doing your donations, probably check ahead of time. Just to make sure then that you're in the right of the way. So you're doing everything proper. We'll put it that way. However, there is one thing I was told by the North Dakota Sportsmen Against Hunger, and they said that the western side of the state has not received near as many donations when it came to venison and elk as they have in the past. The eastern side of the state, their food banks were doing better than the western part of the states. But then again, there has been a lot of issues with the last couple of years with EHD and such that took out a lot of the herds.
Right.
And so they're attributing to that. A lot of tags were not filled in that part of the country or that area.
Reason why the amount wasn't as high as it was.
So there you go. A little food for thought as we go into
the
holiday season. And when you're thinking about maybe offering up and giving back a little bit, regardless of what you decide to do, it's always appreciated.
You got it.
We're going to call this segment Wrapped, but I want to say before we go to break, if you have any topics or questions, just as this gentleman did, please do not hesitate. send them this way. We are excited and happy and more than willing to dig into your next question you might have. You can reach us at 305-900-2363. Again, that number that you can call or text is 305-900-2363, or you can always drop us an email at benradioshow@gmail.com. You're not going to want to go anywhere. When we come back, we have a hunting story you're going to want to hear.
Marlo Anderson here, and believe it or not, I am the National Day Calendar creator. We are the calendar that brings you National Donut Day to Coffee Day and everything in between. Subscribe to National Day Calendar and never miss a reason to celebrate every day.
Are you scrambling to find the perfect Christmas present this year? How about wild rags? Because you can never have too many wild rags, not just any wild rags. I'm talking Ranch Life wild rags. These are hashtag Tigger approved. We've seen them in person. They are by far the best of the best, and you have never seen anything like them before. RanchLifeWildRags.com. Good luck trying to find your favorite because we've picked out about 10 of them. RanchLifeWildRags.com.
Hey everybody, this is John Arman with Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Join us every week as we travel the back roads and backwaters in search of the ultimate outdoor adventure. You can find us on KOTVchannel.com, YouTube, and our local stations.
OverTheEdgeOutdoors.org, a nonprofit providing veterans and active service members with opportunities to hunt and fish at no cost to them. For more information or to donate, check out OverTheEdgeOutdoors.org.
Again, that's OverTheEdgeOutdoors.org. Waterfowl, turkey, deer, ToxicCalls.com offers all of the various styles of calls needed to take your hunt to the next level when you create quite simply the most real sound yet. American made to boot. Order today, ToxicCalls.com.
Hi, this is Justin Hampton from Ozark Traditions TV. We just wrapped up our second youth season from rifle season and a youth season before, and we have put down some numbers again this year in Missouri. I was looking back not too long ago, just for the rifle season, the 2 weeks of rifle season was over 90,000 deer killed. That is a big number. The first weekend of deer season for the Missouri season was, we had snow in some parts and it was cold. It was the mix everybody wanted. Bucks were up and moving. I mean, it was a magical time. Deer was just moving. And it stayed that way all week and even in the second weekend. So that's what drove our numbers up really high. Now, this weekend for the final youth season, it was a little warm. I haven't seen a lot of deer come through, so I'm assuming the rut's probably pretty well over for another 2 or 3 weeks till they hit the second rut here in the Ozarks. So, thanks for having me, and I hope you guys all had a good season.
Now here is the feel-good story I've been waiting to share with all of you. We head to Ohio. This year marks 2 years since Cynthia Wyford of Ohio fell 16 feet while climbing into her ladder stand, leaving her with a spinal cord injury. Since her fall, she's not only recovered, but has been recovering big bucks each year. Get this, last year in October 2021, 1 year to the day after being released from rehab in a wheelchair, Wyford bagged a Brown County bruiser during a morning hunt. The ultimate redemption. Awesome whitetail. The pictures are unbelievable of this. Then this year, 2022, she harvested the buck of a lifetime that she had been hunting all season. She made a 190-yard shot while 20 feet up in a hang-on stand. And get this, 27 weeks pregnant she was. She took one amazing once-in-a-lifetime brute. And that is all for this week, folks. Thank you to my producer, sound engineer, co-host Jeff Tigger Erhardt, and to our Bend field staffer, Justin Hampton from Ozark Traditions TV. We sure do enjoy hearing how all parts of the country are doing, and we invite you, just as a reminder, to call in with your area's field reports. That number again is 305-900-BEND. Again, you can call or text 305 92363. Again, a big congratulations to Navy veteran Craig Mergelman from Colorado for winning our Over the Edge Outdoors adventure to take place in 2023 down in Central Texas. We can't wait for the pictures and to follow along. A big thanks again to overtheedgeoutdoors.org for making this possible. Check them and this group of veterans out as they are on a new mission to connect with others that have served while making new memories in the outdoors. As y'all keep making those memories this winter, be sure to keep sending in those pictures by email, bendradioshow@gmail.com, and always tagging at The Ben Show on social media. We love hearing and sharing your life with you, whether you're on or off the trail. If you missed part of this episode or want to hear past shows, you can find them all on the website, thebendshow.com. Again, that's thebendshow.com. And be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app. Looking to change things up for your next event, conference, or upcoming awards banquet? Think about having us, Tigger and Beck, entertain your crowd. From MCs to event headliner, public speakers, to even acting as that host couple that keeps it all rolling, we can make your gathering extra special. We cover everything from ranching and cattle to hunting, fishing, camping, and rodeo, plus even more. By the way, did you know Tigger is a PRCA Pro Rodeo announcer, and we are music directors too. We can have your event covered all in one shot. And on top of that, Tigger is also an auctioneer. Thinking about spicing up that upcoming fishing tournament? We've got an idea for you. Have us, Tigger and Beck, auction off a fishing Calcutta to add to the excitement. Regardless the crowd, we have the stories to share with the laughs to be had. Thank you to our partners, Detelli Outdoors, About You Photography, Buckstorm, Little Rack Taxidermy, Mickey's Mustard, ToxicCalls.com, Wobblo Creek Outfitters, Atlas Tracks, Abrahamson Rodeo Company, RFD TV, and the Cowboy Channel. Finally, a big thanks to all of you listeners out there that came along. And whether you're coming or going today, stay with us as we ranch it up. Remember to keep up with me, Beck, all week long by following The Bend on Facebook and on Instagram at The Bend Show. This is Rebecca Wanner. Catch Beck if you can next week on The Bend.